Now, as I am about to get on this roof, first thing I notice here is there is a no drip edge. So drip edge is a metal flashing that is supposed to come down and allow for proper water runoff so that the wood here is not getting soaked. And I don't see any of that. So building code currently requires a 2-inch drip edge around the entire perimeter, and there is no bird stop as well. So bird stop is a metal covering here that will allow for water to come out, and it prevents fire embers from getting into the home, and it also prevents birds, hence being called bird stop. But I don't see any bird stop or drip edge. And so what that tells me is that either this is the original roof, or you know, it's well past 20 years, and if it was replaced in the last 20 years, it was replaced not to proper code. It was replaced out of code because you need that drip. All right, and so I am on a concrete tile roof. Wanted to point out a couple things here. First thing is there are 33 solar panels on this top section. There's 5 more panels on that bottom section right there. So 38 panels total on this roof. And what you can see here is with the solar having been installed between 1 and 2 years ago, obviously that required a lot of work. And so there were a lot of broken tiles when that happened, as you can see with all these replacement tiles. So the different colors here just shows how many tiles that the installers or roofing company afterwards had to replace. So you can see all those different colors there, and then right here, and a few replacement tiles here. And so now to get to the most important part of a tile roof is we want to check out the condition of the underlayment. The underlayment is the most important part or the component of a tile roof because that is what keeps the home waterproof. And so I picked out a few different areas where there were slipped tiles. And so I'll just start here. So these tiles were slipped, so I just simply pulled them a little lower so that we can see the condition here. And as you can see, the underlayment it's pretty worn out. It's pretty shot here. Fresh underlayment, fresh felt paper underlayment is dark, it's gritty, and it's tough. And this underlayment is none of those things. So the color has completely worn out. It's really brittle and it's soft. And you can also see the water staining here where the water is getting through. A lot of debris buildup as well, just with all the trees surrounding the area. And then I'll show a couple more examples where there were slipped tiles. So right here, you have the same thing. It's a worn out material. It's very soft. All that debris is building up and contributing to the premature aging. And then right here, you have obvious water staining here. And this is important to note because this is where water is infiltrating into the roof here. And you can see the staining there. And what's happening is the water gets in, it's coming all the way down here. And this is where the leak is happening during heavy rain into the bedroom here in the corner. And so with the slope of the roof, the water is running down, and then it has been able to intrude into the home here. Here was another slip tile, so you can see the water staining. You can see how worn out the material is there. And before I get off this roof, I found a couple more slip tiles that I just wanted to show. So right here, you can see the material is just, it's long gone. And you can see just the heavy water staining in this area. The debris buildup and the material is just completely worn out here. So as I move on to the first story section, roofing section here, just wanted to make note, I do notice a drip edge here. And so I wonder why there's drip edge here and there's not on this top section here. It is possible that back in 2010, when there was a roof replacement, that it could have just been a partial replacement. Ready, and so now I'm on the lower section of the roof here, and just wanted to point out a slip tile I found here. You can see the underlayment in this section is much different than the top section. Like I said, fresh underlayment is dark, it's gritty, and it's tough. And this underlayment has those qualities. It's a lot darker of a color, and it's much more gritty than the soft material, the soft underlayment on the top section of the roof here. All right, now I have concluded with that section, and now I am on this section here. So first thing you notice is obviously the 5 solar panels here. More than likely, this replacement tile was replaced after the solar was installed, because oftentimes when solar is installed, a lot of tiles break. So those are your replacement tiles that have all been glued and secured into place. Under the ridge caps, you see mortar has been installed to cover those areas. Mortar cap right there. And I wanted to get a sense of the underlayment in this section. And so first I'll start here. And I don't see this very often, but you actually have a torch down modified bitumen under this tile here. And so I have reason to believe that that was installed and put down in preparation for when the solar was installed here. And most all the tile on this section is secure and adhered in place. I only found a few slip tiles, so that was a good sign. But here, interestingly, the paper is just like the top section. So as you can see, the color has worn out. It's brittle and soft. And this paper, just like the paper on the top section, is completely shot. That underlayment is definitely over 20 years old and much less fresh than the paper that I found, the underlayment I found on this section here. And with this section, you can actually see a synthetic underlayment material under the ridge caps here. And so when that was installed, it was actually expanded to this area also to serve as the underlayment for this roof plane. On my way down, I spotted this. So that's more of that torch down modified bitumen material right here. Obviously that has been expanded to this area, but I did see the fresh felt paper underlayment on the slip tile over in this section. So just additional evidence that there have been multiple repairs and tune-ups in the past life of this home. And then I don't see any evidence of drip edge, so just wanted to make note of that, like I did on the other first story section around on the front. All right, and then finally I'm on the garage roofing system now. I didn't see any drip edge installed on the perimeter, but this roof looks to be in good condition. I mean, all the tile looks neatly installed. There were not a lot of slip tile at all. The tile is secure, it's adhered in place. You do have a section here there where you know it's either been power sprayed or you have just a bunch of replacement tile here. The ridge caps look to be in proper shape. And then as far as the underlayment goes for this section here, just like in the front section, the paper here looks a lot newer than the underlayment on the top of the roof and the sample I found on this plane. So it's dark colored, it's gritty, and it's a lot tougher than that worn out material we found earlier. So the underlayment here was definitely replaced and installed in the last 15 to 20 years. And seeing as there was a replacement project in 2010, I have reason to believe that the felt paper underlayment here on this garage roofing system has been replaced. So that looks to be in good shape here.